What is happening, everyone? Welcome to GBALL Vision. We have an exciting unboxing to dig into. We're going to use our Keith the Knife Freak channel unboxing knife to get into this one. And this is one that I am really excited about digging into. I actually didn't know that this knife was a thing. I didn't know this knife was coming out. And once I saw it and saw the specs of it and that sort of thing, I jumped right on this thing. I will leave Keith's Instagram information down below if you're interested in getting such a thing. So we have a CJRB here, and I'm really excited. CJRB is in the top, pretty much at the top of the mountain when it comes to affordable knives and the quality at which they bring those knives. So you have a nice two-stage box here, little silica packet to help with any corrosion issues that are a possibility. Nice zippered case. CJRB really has stepped up their unboxing experience, in my opinion, and now they're including a freaking microfiber cloth, so that is awesome. That'll be my first CJRB cloth. Nice little 2-pouch zippered pouch. So what we have, guys, is the CJRB Frack, and this is the textured version, the frag version, if you will. All blacked out. Now I will be on the hunt for a black titanium clip if I like this knife enough, and I think that I will. So we have good centering. Man, this thing is an awesome size, guys. This thing is a full-size knife. Ooh, no question about it. This has been sitting outside all day, so it is freezing cold. Ooh, baby. Yes, that's got a nice spring detent. Ooh, they just continue to get better and better and better. And that's a sign of a company who's really trying to make their way, make their path, paying attention to all the little details and working on those little details is what is in turn gonna make your products better. And I have seen nothing short of fantastic, phenomenal products all year from CJRB. I've bought more CJRB knives this year than I've ever bought in a year before. I've gotten some here and there, and this year it's just been, they might be the most bought knife company. You know, the knives that I've bought the most might be CJRB. That might be, I have to look that up or look into that. But this thing is, I can tell right here, nice and thin. Comes down nice and thin. We'll check that edge. I love this little teardrop hole that they have for deployment. This thing is a nice size, guys. You got plenty of room on that handle. Then you have a nice full-size finger choil up there. Oh, look at that thing. Let's wipe that blade off. I think there's a little bit of oil, and then from the cold, there we go. Look at that thing. Oh. So before we proceed any further, a lot of you have probably seen my lock testing video, and I have explained that I've made assumptions in the past on various knives. Button locks are not one of them. I always test them, whether it's on camera or off camera. I always test my button locks. But from here on out, I will be testing every knife that I own, and every knife that I get from here on out, I will be testing them on video. I have a video coming where I am going to go through a big chunk of knives. It'll probably be broken up into 4 videos or so, and we're going to test all the knives that I own, and we'll see what the results of that are. But we got the spine whacker here. Whether you hate or love this test or you're indifferent, it doesn't really matter. I just want to see how that is holding up in there as far as the lockup, the geometry. So we'll start out with a couple light taps right there towards the tip. Then we'll work towards the tang here. And I should add that I have never had a CJRB button lock fail yet. And I have every single one of them that has come out with the exception of the mini pyrite. Yeah, baby. She is solid as a rock. CJRB has not let me down yet. And I'm sure there's some that slip through QC where, the button lock knife, insert the version might fail. But I think for the majority, CJRB has nailed the geometry of the plunge lock. I have knives that I can just tap, on the spine, and they will they'll close right up. And their frame locks, their liner locks, button locks. This button lock, which is said to be, pretty much one of the weakest locking systems, this is holding up to medium spine wax all across the spine. So I don't really want to hear all the excuses that people have made, whether you find it a, worthy test or not. When you have knives that can pass the same test with the same locks, and then you have knives that are failing with the same locks, there is an issue there. Whether you want to admit it or not, whether it's an issue to you or not a big issue to you, it is still an issue with the knife. There's no need to make excuses for the knife or the company. It's an issue. Whether it's a widespread issue or just a sole issue to that given knife, that is up for, discussion and debate and, to diagnose what is the issue here. Is it just this one or is it the whole line? So we have a lot to delve into as far as the whole locking issue goes. And I will have a lot of information coming up very soon once I finish that big lock testing video. And if you're thinking, oh, this dude doesn't have every CJRB button lock, I do. Feldspar, Riff, I have the Titanium Echo over there. We have the Cord, we have an Artisan, and it is rock solid. We have the Pyrite Warney, and we have the large Pyrite here. And I want to say this is going to be very close in size. Ooh, yeah, they're like identical, baby. But this thing, I like the blade shape. You have a little bit lower of a tip. You have a little bit more belly. And the handle is a little bit different. And I think it's a little bit more comfortable. And you have that full-size finger choil there. This is going to make a great user right here, guys. So we have the large Pyrite. This is just an unboxing, guys. We will definitely do an in-depth overview. I just wanted to give you guys a little comparison here just to kind of show the size, because I wasn't aware how big this knife really was until I went in and really checked out the specs. But here is the Cord, which you can see the new Frack there is quite a bit bigger, and it's definitely bigger than the Warney. Here, well, we can do the Scoria, which is not a button lock. Quite a bit bigger than that. How about we do one of my favorite button locks of the year, the CJRB Riff, and it's quite a bit bigger than that as well. And I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know this knife was coming out. This may be my favorite budget button lock of the year. We'll have to really dive in and see what we come up with. But it was pretty much between the Mad Tanto and the Riff. But now that this is out here, this might take the cake. We will have to see. This thing is thin, built very nicely. Wish they would have ran that jimping down. That's something I always bitch about though. And if you don't have any of those, we can throw it up against the Echo real quick. I have the button lock titanium version in my other case. So you can see it's a big boy. For exact dimensions, you're gonna get well over three and a quarter of cutting edge, almost 4 inches to here, and then you're talking 8 7/8 overall. So definitely a good size knife right there, and I love the texturing. I was gonna get the smooth, the all black smooth, and kind of match this guy, but for a couple bucks more you can get this frag texture, and I'm glad I went with that. It gives you a little bit more grip. Not that I have any issues with the smooth steel, but this is just going to give you a little bit more grip. You have some big triangular pockets in there for weight relief. Definitely not a heavy knife for all steel construction. Look at that. Just a touch of stick, which is perfect for me. I don't mind it at all. Ooh, it has a little ting to it. You hear that? Ooh. Yeah, she does, baby. This thing is sick as hell. I was going to wait, too. I wasn't going to get it. I was like, I'll just wait. I'm not going to get it right now. And then that was like 2 weekends ago, and I waited, and I kept seeing different things on it, and I kept seeing it on retailers, and I was like, I'm just getting this damn thing. Amazon said they could have it here next day, and I was like, click, let's get it. It's hard to remember off the top of my head, but I don't remember the last time I got a CJRB that didn't have a fantastic edge, and it looks like this is going to be a fantastic cutter because it is nice and thin. They almost like semi-crowned this area here. There's like a swedge up here, but it's just nice and softened. This is really nice, guys. Oh. Yeah, that's hair shaving sharp. No question about it. Oh. Yeah. That is out of the box, sharp as a razor. Oh. Yes. This is a winner right here. This is a winner, guys. Strong lockup, solid build altogether. Full steel handle, so you're gonna get that rigidity, that toughness. The lock is solid. Now, don't go ramming this into a 2x4 and trying to pry it out of the framing or anything like that. But for everyday carry use, for anything work related, this thing is going to be just fine. I have never had an issue with a CJRB, like I said. Plenty of blade length there. You can get right up on this thing for some controlled cuts. Because of that full finger choil, you'll be able to get right up on that tip, depending on the size of your hand. But you'll be able to get right up on that tip or very close for them real precise, detailed cuts. Or if you need to gauge on how far you can go into material, you can use your finger as a stop. That way you know you're not digging into whatever it might be. So that is, I love choils. And the RS Chaos is another knife that comes to mind with that full finger choil that I really enjoy. And this is even bigger than the RS Chaos. But this is one of my favorite knives of the entire year. this is going to go right into my pocket, and we will be definitely seeing about this one becoming my favorite budget button lock of the year. But man, should we get a quick weight? We'll get a quick weight on it. We might as well. Come on, baby. Come on, you dirty girl. 5.1. So she's got a little weight to her. She's a little thickened. That's okay. She's a little thickened. And while I'm thinking about it, you guys might be wondering. You might not be. So we're at 120 on the thickest part of the blade stock there. So that's not bad at all. We'll just pick a random spot here. Oh, shit. Just a sloppy hold right there, but we're coming in at 14.5 down here, closer to the finger choil. So that's coming down nice and thin, guys. And, you know, combine that with a very nice edge, a strong lock, a good size. This thing is going to be a winner. I'm calling it right now. This is going to be a winner. And, you know, quickly, I want companies to choose function over form. Too many companies, designers, everyone, you know, not everyone, but a lot of people have been choosing form over function. And that's when you start getting bad blade geometry, bad edges, bad heat treats, bad lock geometry, uncomfortable knives, unfinished, you know, designs. Let's go back to function. Let's get the blade geometry right. Let's get the edges right. Let's get the lock geometry proper. Let's get the ergos down. And then if action and all that comes to fruition after you've nailed the function, then great. But don't put that first. Don't put action and aesthetics first. Of course, we want a good looking knife, but we want a knife to cut and stay locked up. That's what we want. And then we want it to be comfortable. So that's my thing. I'm talking about the people who actually use their knives, not the guy who buys one and sits on his couch and then comments on my videos telling me how, you know, locks don't fail or whatever it might be. So for the guys who use their shit, at least occasionally, you know, it's something worth keeping in mind. Let me know what you think of this guy down in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel or you've been here before and you are not subscribed, what the hell are you doing? Hit that subscribe button down below the video or click the GBALL VISION logo right there in the center of your screen. I'm going to throw up 2 new videos here and here. Go check one of them out, and I'll catch you on the next one.